There's an unspoken truth many men overlook, especially in the later chapters of life. It's not flashy. It doesn't scream through grand gestures or fill your phone with endless "I love you" texts. When a woman truly loves you, really deeply, and with her whole heart, it often reveals itself not in volume, but in presence, in calm, in steadiness, in the way she remains even when the storms hit. And this kind of love? It's not something you find scrolling on dating apps or chasing after validation. It's something you recognize if you're grounded, if you're present, if you're centered in something unshakable. As Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." And nowhere is that realization more crucial than in love. Because real love, especially when you've walked through life's fires, is not fireworks, it's not possession, it's not need, it's a mutual rising. And the ability to see that kind of love begins with the mind of a Stoic. Today, we're diving deep into the Stoic man's lens on love. You'll learn how to recognize the subtle but unmistakable signs of real affection from a woman, and how to respond not from ego or fear, but from mastery. If you're a man who's spent decades building, learning, and perhaps hurting, this is for you. The Stoic lens on love. Before we reveal the signs, let's clarify what it means to view love through the Stoic perspective. Stoicism doesn't reject love, it rejects illusion. It doesn't advise us to avoid connection, but to avoid becoming slaves to our desires. The Stoics, men like Seneca, Epictetus, and Zeno, taught that true strength lies in mastery of the self, not in chasing what lies beyond our control. Seneca warned us plainly, "You must live for your own approval, not the applause of others." That includes romantic partners. Love that costs you your inner peace isn't love. It's dependency. It's emotional addiction dressed in roses. A woman who truly loves a Stoic man, she doesn't take from him, she meets him. She doesn't weaken his path, she walks it with him. And for the man who's grounded in inner strength, this kind of woman becomes a mirror, not a distraction. So let's explore the 7 quiet signs that a woman's love is real, and how a Stoic man should meet her there. 1. She respects your silence. In a society that drowns in noise, where every pause is mistaken for disinterest, a woman who embraces your silence is rare. She doesn't interpret your quiet moments as withdrawal. She doesn't demand to be entertained. She doesn't need constant verbal reassurances to feel secure. She simply understands. Your silence is not neglect, it's reflection, it's clarity, it's your nature. Stoically speaking, this is love without insecurity. Epictetus reminds us, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. A woman who doesn't panic when words are few, who sits in silence without reaching for her phone or growing anxious, is a woman who trusts you. And more importantly, she trusts herself. To the Stoic man, silence is sacred. It is the breeding ground of clarity. When a woman allows that silence, respects it, she's offering something powerful, trust without possession. 2. She challenges you without ego. Love isn't about always agreeing. A woman who truly loves you won't just nod her head to avoid conflict. She'll challenge you, but not from a place of control or condescension. She's not trying to win, she's trying to strengthen you. She'll ask the tough questions, point out the blind spots, not to tear you down, but to refine you. Zeno, the founder of Stoicism, taught that virtue is revealed through reason and challenge. A woman who lovingly tests your thinking, who pushes you not toward submission but toward your potential, is showing a rare kind of devotion. She's not with you for comfort, she's with you for growth. To the Stoic man, this is an opportunity, not to dominate but to evolve. The immature man resists correction, the wise man welcomes it, especially when it's rooted in love. 3. She doesn't threaten to leave. When it gets hard, modern love often comes with exit signs. I'm done. This is too much. You're too difficult. But a woman whose love runs deep doesn't weaponize departure. She doesn't abandon when the road gets steep. She doesn't use leaving as leverage. She stays. Not because it's always easy, but because it's real. Seneca said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." In love, hardship is inevitable, but real love doesn't flee from it. It folds its sleeves and gets to work. A woman who loves you won't shy away from the storms. She'll help you build shelter within them. This isn't about tolerating dysfunction. It's about understanding that discomfort is not danger, that friction isn't failure. For the Stoic man, her loyalty in hardship isn't just a virtue, it's a revelation. 4. She supports your mission, not just your moments. She's not just there when it's fun, when it's light, when there's wine and laughter. No, she's there when you're building, when you're focused, when your eyes are set on something bigger. She asks about your vision. She respects your schedule. She encourages your discipline. She doesn't distract you from your purpose. She aligns with it. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, "Stop talking about what a good man is. Be one." A woman who truly loves a Stoic man sees him not as a project, but as a partner. She's not intimidated by your drive. She's inspired by it. She doesn't pull you away from your path. She sharpens it. And the wise man, he sees this not as interference, but as companionship in its highest form. 5. She protects your name. When you're not around, character is proven not when someone's watching, but when no one is. A woman who genuinely loves you speaks of you with dignity, even when you're not in the room. You'll never hear her say, "I was just angry," as an excuse for disrespect. She doesn't trash you to friends. She doesn't make jokes at your expense. Her loyalty isn't performative, it's principled. Stoically, this is integrity. And integrity is the highest form of love. Love, when mature, doesn't humiliate. It honors, it doesn't play to the crowd, it protects. When a woman defends your name without needing an audience, that's a love you don't take lightly. That's a woman who understands your worth, even when no one else is looking. 6. She stays calm in chaos. Anyone can be composed when the world is smiling, but when life unravels, when finances crumble, illness hits, or tragedy strikes, her grace under pressure tells the real story. She doesn't collapse into drama. She doesn't lash out in fear. She remains a source of calm, of grounding, of unwavering energy. And that, to a Stoic, is sacred. True love isn't tested during peace, it's forged in fire. A Stoic man doesn't seek someone who completes him. He seeks someone who complements his calm. Her emotional steadiness? That's not passivity, that's strength. And in a world that rewards attention-seeking chaos, her peace is revolutionary. 7. She loves you in private, not for performance. She's not posting every moment on social media for validation. She's not using your relationship as content. Her love is felt most in the small moments. The tea she brings you when you're tired, the way she listens without scrolling, the way she remembers what matters to you. She's present, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Epictetus once said, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." And the same applies to love. She doesn't just say she loves you, she lives it, quietly, steadily, consistently. Not for the likes, not for the approval of others, but because love, real love, doesn't need a stage. How a Stoic man responds. This is where many men fail. They don't know how to recognize this kind of love. They confuse stillness for boredom, loyalty for weakness. They chase noise instead of nurturing peace. But the Stoic man, he sees, he values. He responds not with fear or neediness, but with strength and intentionality. Here's how you honor the love of a grounded woman. Stop testing her loyalty with chaos. Trust her. Lead with emotional maturity, not dominance. Don't flee from silence. Build within it. Express gratitude, not dependence. Choose her each day, not from fear, but from conviction. Because love is not about being worshipped, it's about being deeply seen and rising together in the light of that recognition. In a world consumed by ego, manipulation, and ghosting, real love is a revolution. And when you find a woman who brings peace instead of problems, silence instead of drama, growth instead of games, brother, protect that peace. Because the deepest form of love is when someone sees your soul and still doesn't try to control it. That is Stoicism in its highest, most sacred form.